Like I always felt like I was meant to do more, but I never knew what. You would, guide me as always. Might not know what you're searching for. You're going to be guided to what it is you're meant to find. There's so much that goes on with these bowls. She said if it wasn't for coming in to your session and experiencing that, she's like, I don't know how long I would have gone without knowing.
Kind of transformation perhaps that you've experienced in your own physical body from, doing the sound healing.
Yeah, I for the longest time was dealing with.
Welcome to the Sleeping Lotus podcast, the sacred space where we explore the human spirit's true potential and awaken to our soul remembrance one petal at a time. Whether you're wide awake, half asleep, or somewhere in between, this is a circle where nothing is too mystical, too messy, or too much. Each week, we'll gather around the stories that shaped us, the breakdowns and the breakthroughs that opened us up to divine moments that helped us remember who we really are. We'll be joined by guests who've lived through the darkness and found the sacred woven within it. This isn't just a podcast. It's a remembering, a return, a place to rest and awaken. So pour some tea, light a candle, or just breathe with us. Let the lotus within you open in its own time, in its own way. So thank you for tuning in, and let's begin. Welcome, everyone. My name is Laura Jean.
I'm Stephanie.
And we're so excited to dive into the topic today. Kym Dunleavy is the owner of the Healing Vibe Wellness. She's a healing sound and Reiki practitioner. Hi, Kym.
Hey guys. Thank you for having me. I'm so excited.
Yeah.
I love your shirt.
Oh, thank you. Namaste.
Beautiful. Got the lotus symbol. She's supporting.
Oh, yay.
So I'm excited. You're our first guest.
So exciting.
Yeah, it's such an honor to have you on here. We know Kym personally, so we know a bit of her journey, but we're excited for her to be here today to tell you herself how she became a healing sound and Reiki practitioner. So if you want to tell a little bit about yourself and how you got started on the journey.
Yeah, absolutely. So I started my journey. Honestly, I have Stephanie to thank. I've known Steph for, gosh, how many years have we known each other, Steph?
15, 18, I don't know,
18,
long
almost
time.
20 years.
Yeah.
So long time, long time. And Steph has always given me the seeds of life. I feel like she's always just dropped those little hints, kind of, that were more spiritual than what we know and what we realize. And so I feel like I always paid attention to that. I always went to her. We've always gone to her for readings and things of that nature. And I guess I just never fully understood what it was that she was trying to instill. And it's taken me quite some time. It really developed when the pandemic hit. And I feel like I was getting there, but I just needed that like extra little push over the edge to kind of step out of my comfort zone. I would always go to Stephanie and like, who am I? Where am I going? Like, I'm meant to do more. Like, I always felt like I was meant to do more, but I never knew what. And I think I probably drove you crazy when I would come see you, and you would, guide me as always, but you wouldn't give me the answers, right? So I had to figure that out on my own. I know that now. So it was the pandemic, and Steph and I had a conversation one day, and she had to be a little tough on me, and it hit hard because I realized I needed it, number one. So although it hurt, I quickly realized, oh my gosh, I needed that little like knock in the head, like get off the hamster wheel of life. you're in the matrix and you're just go, 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 and you're not stopping and pausing and paying attention to the real picture here. So however it was worded, she worded it in a way that it was gonna kind of like wake me up. And honestly, I feel like that was the true beginning of my personal awakening. Um, and from there, it just took off. I just had this um, overwhelming feeling that I wanted to go for like this Reiki session, even though Steph would always do energy work. I was just like on the internet one day, and I don't even know what I was searching for. And I just came across Reiki, and it was like this Reiki place near where I live. And I'm like, let me go. And I went and had a session done. Felt like just a brand new person. It was just such amazing, beautiful experience. Um, to still continuing with Stephanie and realizing why don't I do this? I can do this. So I came across a studio, Balance Mind Body Reiki and Wellness Studio in King of Prussia. Um, and just happened to stumble across her, and she does, they teach Reiki classes there, and I went and took my level one. Um, Not to say that we have to be certified to do Reiki. We can all do it. We all have the ability. We can all tap into it. I've learned that along the way too. But this was more me. I felt like this is something I'm going to turn this into a business for myself. I'm tired of the hamster wheel. I'm
Yeah.
tired of the corporate world. So I was
And
just going fast.
I want to say, like, that's a big moment in kind of like an awakening journey. And to say to yourself, like, why not me? Why can't I do this too?
Right.
Is major.
Yeah, yeah.
So that's beautiful
So
that you found that moment.
absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely. Yeah,
Fear
and it
is fear is a lot of the reason why.
mm-hmm.
We're conditioned to believe that this is the only way we're successful, and we'll be able to survive as if we follow these rules and guidelines. And I'm not very good at that. I never have been. So I think I probably encourage my clients and students to be a little bit more open-minded to get out of your way and allow yourself to move forward. Even if you don't know where you're going, at least give yourself a chance, because you never know what's waiting for you.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah, so I took that leap of faith and felt like I was just following my heart. Honestly, I felt like I was being guided, and I did. I let go of the fear, and I'm very lucky. I have a very supportive home life. So it just kept me. I was able to just pursue. I really had to get out of my own way, honestly. Took me a long time, and I finally got out of my own way and realized how strong I am. I really am a strong person. We all are. And so, yeah, went that route. I'm now a master practitioner. So I'm very proud of that. And who knows, you know, what journey that will lead me. But in the meantime, I also became a sound practitioner. And I also thank Steph for that because
So,
I never imagined that would be anything in my wildest dreams that I would be playing these crystal sound bowls, right? These singing bowls. And, and she came to my house one day. My brother was up and his family, and we asked Steph to come and visit with us. And she's like, well, let me bring my sound bowls. And I said, okay. I knew what they were. She had played them once. So anyways, long story short, she brought them and she played for us. And I, that's when my true, I don't even know,
Self, your true self.
my true
yeah.
self. just exploded. It just came out of me when I was listening to these bowls. It just struck me so hard. There was something about the sound and the frequencies that I was feeling. I could feel my body releasing things. I could feel the tingles. I could feel all the things happening in my body. And I was like, what is this? What is happening? It just was amazing. And so shortly after, that was actually at Christmas time that
Hmm.
you had come.
Hmm.
And that Christmas, I received a nice sum of money from my in-laws, $400 to be exact. And I put that money aside and I'm like, I don't know what the heck I want to do with this money. And I was in my purse and I'm like holding on to it for months, holding on to it. I'm like, why am I not spending this money? Like, that's not like me. Someone give me $400. I'm like, yeah, off and running with it and buying something. And I just didn't not want to touch this money. And I'm like, and then all of a sudden I'm on Amazon and or I don't know if I'm on Amazon or just online. I don't know what the heck I was doing, but something hit me and I see these bowls. It may have been the program that where I actually got certified. And I was like, how much does it cost to buy these bowls and to learn how to do this? Exactly $400
Of course.
to buy this set of bowls.
Hmm.
Goosebumps.
Hmm.
So
Yeah.
I was like, oh my God. So it hit me, the whole thing. And I'm like, I was meant to do this. Signed up for that course, did the course. The course is great. It teaches you the background of the bowls, the history of them, where they come from, the whole thing, the different, the frequencies and different kinds of bowls and different instruments you can use for sound bath, all of it. Um, but they don't teach you how to play them. This is through online course. Um, I I taught myself, and that's when it hit me that I'm like, I'm actually pretty good at this. Like it felt so natural to me. It was so easy, and I just played and I never looked back. Like so, I feel like, obviously it was definitely a true calling and haven't looked back and I do full sound baths now. I work out at different studios. And I just am healing and helping people and it's amazing and wonderful. And I'm healing and helping myself while I get to do this for other people. So
Hmm.
it's a
Hmm.
win-win.
Yeah. So I want to take you back just a little bit to the Reiki because I'm super curious how everyone experiences that because I'm sure we experience it a little bit different. Like
Hmm.
perhaps you experience it a little bit different than Stephanie does. And so if you can kind of give the viewers a little bit of an idea of when you're doing that Reiki energy, what it is that you feel. Do you feel it? Is it more
Mhm.
technique for you? Just kind of,
Um, It's definitely not technique. It is a feeling. I strongly believe I've been meant to tap into my intuitiveness, and so I really tap into that. It is a feeling. It is a knowing. It's very hard to explain, but you have to just trust it.
yeah,
And so when I'm with someone, I feel strongly guided to where they're needing that energy, where they need the releasing. So obviously we do a full body scan, and we just tap in, listen for messages, things of that nature, and we know where to start. But as you're working and you can just feel the stuck energy, you know where to work on it, where to clear those stuck chakras, those energy centers, and um, yeah, so I feel strongly guided, I guess I could say, with each person. I'm not doing the same thing twice. Each client that I work with has a different experience.
yeah. Yeah, and I want to reiterate again, like it's just no matter what healing modality you do when you're doing it for other people, it just requires so much trust,
Yes.
trust in yourself. And that's not easy. Like that's a
No.
big part of the awakening journey, the transformative journey is trusting in ourselves. And it
Right.
comes with different levels and different experiences when you're being challenged by it. So,
And also levels of healing too with each
yes,
rung
I
of the
agree.
ladder that you go up in order to trust yourself and to step into your power, and have that faith that everything is, meant to be the way that it is, even if we don't understand it. But that's a part of our own healing journey too. So this is when you're working with someone with the intentions, and intentions are just as important too as having faith. When you're trusting in yourself, that you're where you need to be in that moment, and then everything falls away because now it's not about you at that point. It's about the person that you're working with, and you're providing that safe space where they can allow themselves, hopefully they'll allow themselves to receive whatever energy is coming through and moving through them. So there has to be a respect too
Mhm.
on each part,
Mhm.
what we're doing, and for them to have the courage and the faith to be there and trusting in what you're doing, and it comes with a responsibility, and it is very humbling work at times. So I think the more you believe in yourself, your energy promotes that. So people you're working with can actually tap into that, whether they know it or not. And then they feel safe. And then they're going to trust.
Right.
Yeah.
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 Absolutely.
So
Um,
what were some of the clients that you've worked with? I'm very curious now that I'm on this end of it. Um, what and you have those profound moments, the ones you'll never forget. So, what would you consider one of those moments working with a client that you knew without a doubt, this is where I'm meant to be?
um, Probably actually one of my most recent clients. You do go through stages where you'll come across clients and you work on them, right? And they have their session and they leave and you do your follow-up, but you never hear back from them. Those are the tough ones because you start to worry, like am I truly helping? Am I doing what I'm, meant to be doing? It's not all the time, but you do have some of those, and then if I recall correctly, someone has taught me that I planted the seed. I at least planted the seed. I did something for them. And you're not always going to hear back from them, and that's okay. Whatever it is I gave and provided, they're taking it and carrying it on. So,
And
I,
it'll grow as it's meant to. You don't need to be there while it's
right,
doing its thing.
right. And so with my most recent client, she was just very vocal while she was there in our session. Well, mainly afterwards, and I asked, "How are you feeling?" And this is what I felt for you, and her expression just said it all. She's like, "I buzzed the entire time." She's like, "My body was just vibrating and buzzing and you could tell from the moment she walked in and then leaving, she was a completely different person." And I was just like, wow, like, yeah, she definitely had an experience. And she was very willing and open to talk about it. And um, that just made my heart so happy. And that was just confirmation that okay, not everyone is the same. You're not always going to get the same reaction. Some people do follow up from my emails and, oh, I feel great and this and that's it. I do get repeat customers, so that's, obviously wonderful. But, there's always the doubt in between. But she definitely confirmed it. I will say this too. Um, I want to, this is like one of my favorite stories to talk about. So I do my sound bowls in Salt Cave at Saltability Retreat and Skip Back. And um, I feel like in there, a lot of things happen. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's about being in the salt room, which is very healing in itself. But on top of that, to be able to play the bowls is there's just something about it, very magical, just very special in there. And I had a client come in. I was doing a group sound session, and during it, I could hear her coughing a lot, and and sometimes that's normal with the salt cave, because people are clearing. It is clearing you when you're in there. So I let it go, but I mean. Whew, I mean, she was coughing a lot. I couldn't believe it. And I felt bad. I was kind of like, oh, I hope she's not like disrupting. But afterwards, when we all talked about it, no one was bothered by it whatsoever. They were just, in their own little world in there. And so when it was over, I picked up that I was playing the throat chakra bowl a lot. And I said, yeah, like I was really tapped into the throat chakra bowl tonight. And she was like, that was me, coffee. She kind of put her hand up and she's like, I don't know what was going on. And I said, well, you were definitely releasing something. And she's like, oh my gosh. She's like, yeah, I feel it. And she's like, I feel great, and whatever. And I see her about 2 weeks later. She comes back in. And she's comes right up to me. She just has this look on her face. And she says, Kim, I could not stop coughing after that session that it got so bad I had to go to the doctor. And they did all these tests, and sure enough, it came back. She says, I have throat cancer.
Mm,
Didn't
wow.
know it. She had no idea, had no coughing prior to coming into the session, nothing. Goes to goosebumps.
Yeah.
And she said if it wasn't for coming in to your session and experiencing that, she's like, I don't know how long I would have gone without knowing. So I just love to tell that story because it's there's so much that goes on with these bowls and people don't realize it. And I'm just trying to get the word out. Like you have to give holistic healing a try. It's not all about doctors and medicines and this and that. There's so much more we can be doing for ourselves. These bowls, when I play them, they create a vibration, and those vibrations are given off a frequency, and it's the frequencies that are healing, and they're clearing the body, and they're working with our chakras. They're releasing, and people come in and they have a pain in their back or they have this going on, and by the time they're leaving, their pain is gone. And it's not to say that you have to come see me. You have to come and do a sound bowl session. You don't have to. It's obviously wonderful and amazing. But you could go right on YouTube and listen to sound frequencies yourself.
Mhm.
And it's very healing. I get migraines. So there's one that I listen to. It's a 5-minute migraine release of a frequency. And I am telling you, it might not always take away my headache completely, but it takes that edge off, that full-blown migraine. And it's just amazing. It's
Do,
amazing what these frequencies can do.
do you know off the top of your head what frequency, what hertz that is?
I think it's 528.
Okay, in case someone
Yeah.
wants
Laura
to
had
look
asked
that
me
up.
once, what's your favorite frequency? And that's it because
Mhm.
it's,
Well, that works for you. But back to the woman with the throat, that's actually a perfect example of you learning to get out of your way and just being of service there and providing, what is needed in that room. And this will happen probably more than you'll recognize until you start to see and feel and you're growing into this place for yourself.
Mhm.
when you're there, you're just providing a service to someone and you don't know who it's going to touch in that room. Could be a room of 15 and just maybe one person, although everyone's, enjoying the moment and they're benefiting from it in some way. But there's one person, and it's every single time. There's one specific person that is there that is meant to help them begin their path of personal healing.
Hmm.
And whatever that moment is, when that moment is triggered, it's very profound. And that's their beginning, they're stepping into their awakening. So you'll start to see that more and more as time goes on. But again, that's you trusting yourself, not any agenda. You're not going in with, any agenda. You're just going in to provide a service there for whoever decides to show up. And trust me when I tell you, who's meant to be there will be there,
Yeah.
and who's not, it's not time for them yet, if at all. So you don't even need to worry about that. Everyone is exactly where they need to be. And that's, and this, like
Yeah. I do know
we've had mentoring classes for how long now. So, and I think
that.
a lot of these questions have been answered, by your guides too over time. So there's a lot going on here, not just for, the client, but for you as well.
Absolutely. I
Yeah.
know that. Yeah.
Yeah, what a story. Like,
Yeah.
sometimes I think we feel like we're going to need to slowly build up to these kind of profound experiences from the people that we're helping. But wow,
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I
like
was instant, right? Just,
to
yeah.
have that be the outcome
Hmm.
is amazing. And, listening on like YouTube or whatever can be very helpful, like you said. But I have a set myself, and just like that feeling that you were saying, it's so um expansive inside of your body when you have that sound right in front of you.
Yeah.
So I also encourage others to go out and at least try
At least
a
try.
session, a class, or whatever in
Mhm.
the moment to actually be in contact with those waves that are coming from the sound bowls themselves, because that's it's not something that you get as easily listening on, just a recording.
Right.
Yes.
Right. Right. Yeah, it's one thing I'm learning and I'm still learning. Like I said in the beginning, I was on the hamster wheel. I was just a mom, stay-at-home mom, raising her children and didn't know any better, right? Just
Minding her business.
minding.
And along I come.
Yeah, that's exactly how it went too. But yeah, I just, I didn't know any better and I never did anything for myself. I never did anything for myself except for go and get, my hair cut and colored and whatever. But it was just always about Jerry, always about the kids. Um, and I'm learning now that if it wasn't for me going out and doing something for myself, for just me, that is what led the journey. And I'm still learning. And now I'm constantly like, I just signed up for Pilates, like not yoga stuff.
I was going to ask, how's it going with yoga?
That's still a hard one.
There has to be a meaning behind that because your guides have been very adamant for a few years now about
Yeah.
that. So who knows what's going to happen in the future. I
Yeah.
was going to ask you about the yoga.
Yeah.
So
Yoga's
Pilates. Wow.
Pilates, I am down with.
I do love
I,
a good Pilates.
yeah, and that's one of those things I kept feeling the pull towards it. And I'm like, Pilates, like, I'm like, where is this coming from? And then finally, I'm like, I'm doing it. I'm doing it. I'm like, I was gonna wait until Christmas and ask, as a Christmas gift. And I was like, well, how can I ask for it if I don't even go out and try it? So I went and I did the trial and signed up immediately.
Yay.
Like, screw Christmas.
And I wonder too, not only just as like everyone need to have their own personal self-care because we need to ground our energy. Like we need to exist and
Yeah.
not be, stuffed down to allow others to exist maybe in like a stronger way. Like you said, investing into your kids and your husband and all of that. You get to exist too. And I think that's a hard lesson that I often hear from moms, but women in general as well. We can often push other people to the front and forget ourselves.
Yeah.
But then when you add this to the mix and you put yourself out there to be a conduit for the healing, um, we really need to move that energy through our body and allow it to release. So I'm not really surprised that you're being pushed to do something physical as well
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
really move that energy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Self-care is very important. It's funny because yesterday I had a client, and before she got on the table, she got a message, and it was her mom. It was unexpected, but it was her mom. And she said, and do not cancel that facial. So I passed the message on, and I remember like doing the facial, going on my face, and make sure that you do this. And she looks at me odd for a minute. She said, "That's really strange." Just because this morning I was going to cancel my facial for next week. And I started laughing. I said, "Well, I don't think that's what your mom wants you to do." And we were talking about self-care and how important it is because we are mind, body, soul, body. Body needs to be taken care of. The more you, the higher you vibrate, the more you're put into situations where there's going to be more energy required of you. That takes a toll on your physical body.
Hmm.
And it's important to be, I call it body aware.
Hmm.
It's the same with going to the chiropractor, going into maybe a float tank or a salt cave or the singing bowls or the acupuncture or acupressure. I mean, the list goes on and on and on. There's so many types of healing modalities out there. Just pick one. Just pick one, try it, whatever resonates with you, whatever you feel pulled towards. And this is wonderful. We're spiritual beings having a physical experience, so we definitely don't want to neglect our spiritual self. And but we weren't told that growing up.
Right.
We weren't given that manual of how to like maneuver through this physical world, but still honor and respect your spiritual journey. So now here we are trying to figure all this out, and we don't even know if we're doing it the right way. So that's where we have to trust in what feels right to us and learn how to meditate and just find ways that work for you. It doesn't have to be our way, it's just whatever you're comfortable with. But this is it's so important. I mean, we still do our bi-weekly Zoom, just a mind check. I just want to make sure that everybody's okay. The world's a little topsy-turvy right now. So, how's everybody doing? It's important to check in and make sure because again, we're working with a physical body. Yes, it's spiritual too, but we still have to live on this planet. So it's like I can't say that enough. Find something that you love doing creatively because that's your soul's way of expressing itself. And Kym, how many years have we talked about this? And respect your physical body too, and take care of it, and spoil yourself and have those spa days, and never ever feel guilty about that.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm still working on the creativity part.
Yeah, it'll come.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. And I'm curious, like, what kind of transformation perhaps that you've experienced in your own physical body from, doing the sound healing and
Yeah, so I for the longest time was dealing with some, we'll call it digestive issues.
Mhm.
And just my solar plexus area, the stomach, and just doesn't always love me after I eat something, whatever the case may be. And I now am learning ways. So when you're doing the sound bowls, they are releasing. So a lot of times if I am experiencing something in my stomach, I know I go to my solar plexus bowl and play that bowl. And I also do self-healing on it. I do Reiki on that area. And it for the most part clears it right up. Um, so I've just learned how I can release certain things that are going on in my body. So that's probably been the number one. Just it's really released a lot of issues that I was having down there. I've learned to do other things too, like I'm juicing now, and I love it. It's can be time consuming, but
Yes.
when I sit and do it, and I turn on my music and now it becomes therapy.
Yeah.
So before in my head, it was, oh, this is so time consuming. And do I really want to take the time to do this? To where now I do it and I'm like, this is therapy. And
Mhm.
I just zone out and I'm just one with the fruit and
Yeah.
just, I even talk to the fruit. Like, I,
One with the fruit.
we are flat out having a party in there. And
That's awesome.
I love it. For
what
Memorial
are
Day, I was making fruit drinks with a little bit of vodka. You know, like I've just learned to have fun with it. And that's what we have to do. You have to become one with it. You have to have fun. And so yeah, I'm learning about all the things.
so what is one of those fruits or vegetables that you've talked to and what maybe did you say?
Spinach, because I never liked spinach. I'm like, I would be like, am I really going to be drinking you? Like, what are you going to do to my stomach? Because sometimes I feel like me personally, if I ate the good things, I used to feel like it would upset my stomach. Um, and I'm learning now that it's if you eat it a certain way, if you do it raw, if you do it cooked, if you juice it, I'm learning my body handles it wonderfully and it's helping me. So yeah, I just talk nice to it and say, how are you, how's my stomach gonna feel? Like, come on. I don't know what I say, but yeah, I know I'm definitely talking when I'm in there and making sure that all is good.
I
That's
love that.
awesome.
I love that. A different alternative to praying over your food.
Hmm.
Right,
Yeah,
right. And you can even Reiki your food.
Hmm.
absolutely.
So I've done that a few times where I'm getting ready to eat something and I know in the past it's hurt me. And oh my gosh, if it doesn't work, it really does. It really works. It's probably a lot of it is mindset too, that positive
Intention.
energy. As long as you're putting positive energy into something, what can go wrong?
Yeah.
Nothing. Everything goes amazingly perfect when
Hmm.
you have the right attitude.
You know,
So,
there's also something that's very simple. You get a bowl, and I know I've talked about this for years. You get a bowl and some crystals. Just make sure that they're safe being placed in the water because not all crystals are. Your selenite, kyanite, all those. You do not want to get those wet. Take your crystals, simple, if you want to stick with, and again, the reasoning, why would you want to use this? You want to use all the chakra colors, you can do that too, but rose quartz, clear quartz, citrine, amethyst, put them in water, and then you can put your hands over the bowl and you'll actually feel your hands activate and you'll feel the energy from the crystals moving throughout the water.
mhm.
And you can leave them in, take them out. The water is already charged now. Then you can make sure it's a glass bowl, and then you can put the water in a glass container, and then you can just drink that, throughout the day or within a couple of days. So you've just energized your water. Nice and simple.
Yeah, and you had taught us that a while back, Steph, and this was when I was really getting into crystals. And so I tried it with Aiden, and this is when I was really trying to get the kids involved with everything that I was learning. So we would do it where you put the crystals in the water and you put it in the sunlight.
Mhm.
Yes.
Um, and I will say we've gotten away from it. Now I'm probably going to go and do it today because we're talking about it. It's there's always a little something that's going to wheel you back in.
Mhm.
But he absolutely loved it and he swore by it.
Mhm.
Like we would put the pitcher of water in the fridge and he
Yep.
could very easily gotten water from the actual fridge or taken
Mhm.
our crystal water. And he always went in, took the crystal water and
Mhm. Mhm.
Mm.
so yeah.
You
It's
can also make a room mister too with that. If
oh
you get a
yeah.
small bottle with a spray on it, and you can clear your room too. If you
Yeah.
don't want to do the sage, I know not everybody can handle the smoke of the sage.
Yeah.
Yeah, there are alternatives to that too. We can discuss it in another time, but
Mhm.
yeah, so good
That's
stuff here.
yeah, that's beautiful that, your children got involved and, you got kind of feedback from that because oftentimes when we're into it, our belief system can be the thing that's really connecting the water and charging the water. And
Hmm.
we might not begin to notice as much of a difference as if when we first started. And so I just love that feedback from another person.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
and children,
Yeah,
especially,
he's so
children.
open. Even, Morgan too, obviously now more her than ever. But Aiden, one thing that, we didn't talk about, it's a tool. One of the tools in my toolbox is ear seeding. So that was something else that I stumbled across in all my learning and the Reiki and learning the bowls. I also stumbled across ear seeding. And that's one of those things, Steph, where I feel like you said, like we're always going to have all these tools and learn, learn, learn as much as you can. When I stumbled across ear seeding, I took it as, oh, this is something I'm going to do and I'm going to run with it. Not what it was for. It was
Temporary.
a tool that I was meant to use for Aiden and his
Mm.
back. So out of any client that I've ever put seeds on, it's helped him the most. He swears by them. He knows when he needs them. He comes to me. So ear seeding is if you're someone who doesn't like to go to acupuncture appointments and get stuck with the needles, there's these little pellets. They call them ear seeds. Some of them are actual seeds, like the Fakara seeds, but then they make them cute now, and they're little gold seeds or silver seeds. We have the same acupoints that run through over 200 that run throughout our ear that run through your body.
Mm.
So it's amazing, and people don't know this, right? You could literally just take your fingers and just press on a point and help relieve a headache or help relieve a backache.
Yeah.
But these ear seeds are little adhesives, and so I stick them on right on the point, press and hold to kind of activate that point, and it gives him instant release from his back. And then the other ear I treat for his anxiety and things like that. So when I put them on him, he walks out of there, he's like a new person.
That's
I use
amazing.
them for myself for my migraines. So even though it didn't work out on a business side for me, and I learned I don't feel like it was meant to, and I'm okay with that, at least, I know now that it's instead of taking Advil and
Yeah.
whatever else and putting that in my stomach, which upsets and hurts my stomach a lot,
Mhm.
and him, I know now I can do ear seeds. And
Mhm.
Yeah. It's just proof. And I say this a lot that our bodies are just like this magnificent, um, not tool, but like instrument that has so many capabilities
mhm.
that you got to try the different modalities because like you said earlier, one will not fit all. And so, even though you're not practicing it much, I might need to come for a session
Yeah.
because I do wonder. I tend to have kind of like more of a blockage on the left side of my body, and nothing that I've really done yet has like fully given the answer to it. So I
Mm,
might have to come and visit you sometime.
absolutely. You can come right to my house. I have my little room set up.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
So I know right now you're really passionate about the sound healing and before we started this recording, you had kind of like a major message that you really wanted to get out to people with the sound healing. And so if you remember what that was, I'd love to hear you share that.
I'm not sure if I remember what it was.
And we might have discussed it already. I think it was just like that the impact of the bowls and the
Yeah, I
sounds
mean,
and I just
it's
want to reiterate that since that's the main thing that you're really doing right now.
yeah, I feel like my message is to get out there. My ear is buzzing like crazy right now, so I know what
Oh.
I'm about to say is
Mm.
someone's gonna hear this. Um, Try it. Just it doesn't hurt to just try it and see and have the experience. If we're not going out and experiencing these things, how are you ever going to know if you're feeling stuck, if you're having this physical ailment, if you're tired of going to the doctor and not getting any relief, whatever the case may be? A lot of times when we're feeling so stuck and we have that, what am I doing in my life? What am I supposed to be doing? I don't want to be doing this anymore. That is that is a block. That's a block. And it needs to be released, whether it's Reiki, whether it's bowls, whatever, it might be. Those to me are two main ways that I know that is an easy way of releasing. But how does it hurt you to just go and sit, close your eyes for an hour and just listen to these tones? Number one, it's beautiful, it's relaxing, it's releasing any stress that you might be going through at the moment. Um, you'll experience all kinds of different things and it's releasing and you feel like the new you. Whether it's one time, but I guarantee you, you do it once and you're going to go back because that's how amazing it is. But yeah, I try to keep my sessions where they're not overly priced and they're affordable. Um, and so that's my message to don't feel helpless. Reach out to someone who you know who might do these things. Go online because a lot of times you go online, you might not know what you're searching for. You're going to be guided to what it is you're meant to find.
Mhm.
And you're gonna know it's gonna you're gonna get a jolt like of a
Yes.
happiness, like, wait, what is this? Or curious, right? Why am I being led here? What am I doing? And that's it. And don't question it. Don't have fear. Take off and do it. And who knows, you might end up doing Reiki or symbols or
Yeah,
whatever it
yeah,
might be, but you're gonna have some sort of awakening. And I mean, that's amazing. Why would we fear that? So
Yeah.
yeah,
Hmm.
yeah.
So, so now that you have a few tools in your toolbox, other than the Pilates, do you see anything else for yourself in the future? Is there another direction that you'd like to go?
oh boy. Um,
Is there something that maybe you've thought about that would excite you just to try it? Like you said, try it and see if you like it.
I want to try, and I think it's what we talked about. Laura, I think you do it, where you take us back. Is it shamanic? I never know how to say it.
The regression?
The regression?
Yeah, yep. It's part of like a meditative hypnosis regression where
Yes.
you can journey through past lives, future lives, and really connect to the higher self.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I want to do.
Yes.
So maybe we will swap.
Yes, absolutely.
Um,
Absolutely.
do that for me. Yeah, but I've been really interested in that. And I've been delving into my tarot cards and
Yay.
my oracles, and I want to branch out. I need that. That's a fear right now. Taking on someone who, not my family. I've been doing it for my family and myself long enough, and I'm confident enough that way. I've even done it for you, Steph. So would like to maybe branch out and do that a little more.
Mhm.
Um, I don't know. The ultimate
Yeah.
goal is to just hopefully one day just have my own space and have all the things and doing all the things and just helping people. That's really all I want to do. I know that's my life purpose right now.
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
Yeah. Well, I know I'm being helped by this conversation because I've been in my own way for several things. One being the sound bowls, and Kym, we've talked about it. You're
Mhm.
very kind to give me some feedback on what to look for and how to kind of start the journey. So I'm gonna work on that today, you know.
awesome. That just gave me goosebumps. So I know you are. I believe you.
And as well as it's called Beyond Quantum Healing, if anyone's familiar with that that's listening. And so that's got to get started as well. So
Awesome. Yay.
and we will book that appointment.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Great. Yeah.
Thank you so much. Thank you for allowing me
Yeah.
on and sharing my story. And I
Yeah,
just
it's been a
wish you
beautiful
ladies
episode. So great for our first episode.
With
And
more to come.
yeah, absolutely more to come. We're going to check in with you, at a later date. And we definitely would love to have you back. And anyone that's interested in sound bowl healing and in the PA area, definitely check Kym out. We'll put below all of her information, how you can contact her. And yeah, get out there and try some new things.
Yay.
So, we all hope that you guys enjoyed this episode and that you come back for more. Please like and share because that helps us, launch as a new podcast. This, was just a really great conversation. And we thank Kym and we thank you all for tuning in. And yeah, we wish everybody well. So until next time, everyone, thank you for listening to the Sleeping Lotus podcast.
Love to everyone.
All right. Bye bye, everyone.